Do you want to build a brilliant team? Almost all teams are underperforming and falling well short of their potential. But it doesn't need to be this way. In this short video, you'll discover why this happens and what you can do about it. A group of people that work well together will outperform a group of more talented and experienced individuals that do not work well together. You can achieve incredible levels of performance if you can get people to work together effectively as a team. Unfortunately, most organisations settle for a lot less than they could achieve. So, why do teams underperform? Well, let me introduce you to this team here, this team of 6 people, very typical, found in offices across the world. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you and explain in answer to that question is it's really got nothing to do with skills. This team, like most other teams, have sufficient skills. They have pretty much all the skills that they need to deliver on the outcome that they have been set. And it's also got nothing to do with qualifications. It's very unlikely that more qualifications are going to help improve this team's performance. So why does it not work? Why are they falling short of where they could be? Well, quite simply, it's because of a whole bunch of reasons. For instance, if we look at Jim here, Jim's looking at Judy, who seems to be doing all the talking, and Jim's not really convinced of what Judy is saying here. Yet, Jim has not spoken up, and Judy is taking his silence for agreement. And then if we look at Sophie, well, Sophie's probably in agreement with Jim, but she doesn't really know that yet because Jim hasn't said anything and Sophie hasn't asked him. Bob is looking towards Faye to see if Faye is agreeing with what Judy is saying, and Faye's a little bit suspicious of Judy because she's been here before and it didn't work out well the last time either. And Anne might be new to the team and therefore is taking on board everything that Judy is saying, but she doesn't really know, and she's certainly not knowing of how the other team members are feeling yet. And Bob, he would like to know if Faye's going to come on board, and he'll probably want to know how everybody else is feeling about it too. So there's a number of things going on here. We don't even know if Judy is the leader. She may be, she may not be. Maybe Jim is the leader. And we don't know how they're communicating, other than that one person seems to be doing most of the talking this now, and there's probably a lot of people who have got something to say, but they're not saying it. In other words, it's all the human stuff. And this is the situation, if you think to any team that you've ever been involved in. It's not a lack of technical ability, it's not a lack of qualifications, it always comes down to the petty, simple human stuff. And that is the key to developing excellent teams. Now, if that's not complicated enough, each one of them, each person in that team has a different personality type. So what does that mean? Well, that means that they communicate differently. Each one of them will delegate differently. Each one of them will actually need different things from their team leader. And each of them will have a different ideal role in the team. And the truth is that most people do not know what their best role is in any given team, and most people are not in their ideal role within any given team. When people have different personality types, it also means that they are motivated differently, and they have a lot of differences, in trust issues. These can vary considerably. So there is no single solution. It varies from team to team with the individuals within that team. It's a very dynamic situation. So what is the answer? Well, the answer quite simply is the Collaboration Psychology Workshop to leading and building brilliant teams. Now, you can book this workshop for up to 5 people, or you can book it for up to 10 people. It comes in 2 sizes if you like. You can even enjoy a half-day version or a full-day version. It also comes, every individual on the workshop will receive a personality report called the Working Together Handbook, this detailed personality report, And of course, the workshop itself is personality centric. What's covered in the workshop? Well, this is just the headlines, but very briefly, we'll look at the ideal team role that each individual should be playing in the team. Most individuals within a team have no idea what their role is or what anybody else's role should be beyond their actual core task that they have to do, but that's not the same as their role in the team. The task that someone's to do is in addition to it, their role in the team. So when people don't understand their role in the team, or they're in the wrong role, which is often the case, this causes all sorts of problems in the team. We'll look at communication. How individuals communicate with each other is extremely complex, and everyone has different communication styles and different communication needs. We'll look at trust. We'll look at the environment. The type of work environment that works for one person in a team is completely different from somebody else. So understanding the environment that you're working in can really help move most of the people into a better work environment and work situation. We will also look at the team dynamic. This is looking at the personality spectrum and to see where you've got either a lot of people or do you have gaps in the overall team dynamic. Are there personality types that are missing from your team and therefore causing some lopsidedness, or do you have a lot of people in one area, or is it evenly spread? Understanding your team dynamic is essential if you're to enjoy high team performance. And of course, we'll look at the old friend, conflict. Every team has some sort of conflict going on, fallouts, bickering, all sorts of issues that come about and are come under the category of conflict. And naturally, we need to look at that, how the team deals with conflict, how it handles it, look at decision making, how are decisions reached. And of course, there's usually a team leader, and how is that team leader being appointed? How are they working out? Do they understand their role? How is that working out at all? And of course, we'll then look at motivation, both the team's motivation in a whole, and also look at their individual motivations. And of course, everybody is motivated very differently depending on their personality type. So if you want your team to start performing at new levels, then book this workshop today. People Maps has been working in the field of personality psychology for almost 20 years. We have a deep understanding of human behaviour and therefore how that affects and manifests itself in your teams. We guarantee that your team will enjoy immediate benefits as soon as they implement even a fraction of what is covered in the workshop. You do not need to settle for poor results from your team. Book this workshop today and start to see the results. Results that you know deep down are possible. Not only will your organisation enjoy better results, but your staff will be much happier in their work as well. Happy staff, happy team workers, all helps towards increased team performance. So book your workshop today using the button below.